So lately, I've been really interested in particle simulations and, in general, just gravity simulations and black hole simulations. Um, so I kind of made one. Um, you can kind of see here the orbit changes based on where this planet, I guess, is, and the particles around it will kind of change their velocity and everything, and you can kind of tell based on their colors, based on that. And so all this was kind of inspired by another project. I was inspired by my STEAM background, where it was just kind of a black hole. And so I thought, hey, I should make one. And so I tried, and it wasn't very realistic. It's just kind of rings around a black sphere. But I was able to do some really fun things with shading and everything. And so I thought it was really nice. I also updated my camera calling a little bit and made it really nice and efficient. So going back to this. So as you can tell, it's a one body simulation and the particles kind of just go around it. But I was also interested in kind of seeing what happens if I got multiple. And so what I did was this working. Oh, doesn't want to play nice today. There we go. So in order to get that working, I had to get something else working. And that was getting it based on the size of the actual sphere. So if I restart the simulation and do something like that, you can see how this really, really small sphere here still has a very similar orbit to earlier. But if I make it bigger, you can kind of see how the orbit has changed a little bit. And if I make it bigger, you can start to see things kind of start getting absorbed. And let's say I make it really, really small, restart it, and go from here. You can kind of see how it just does a really big orbit. And then say I make it bigger, like that. And the reason I had to do this is because if I want to do multiple objects, I can't just take their positions and do the math there, because then I'll have to iterate the math. Instead, I can just kind of send out raycasts and see what the nearest object and or, in this case, part of the mesh is. And so I was able to make it work with more than one object. So if I can find the other guy right here, you can kind of see this rotate towards it. Oh, whoops. The only issue with it is that I could not change the masses for the two objects. It's just based on scale, and in this case, based on how far things are. So if you can see the colors here, like I said, purple is when it's going its fastest, red's when it's going slowest. I am, for now, going to just do something like that, if it wants to play nice. It's a little difficult to work with, because there we go. It's because this is so big compared to this one by several magnitudes that it wants to move towards it. So as you can see, when one gets closer or is bigger, it starts to steal some of the particles. And you can take advantage of that by rotating this out a little bit, just being really careful. And then you can start splitting it. And you can get two different versions of the orbit. And you can always add more too. So if I wanted another one here, it would start to orbit that as well. Although it's a little bit harder, so what if I put it down here? And set the scale really, really tiny. Kind of starts to ignore these ones out here. But yeah, There you go. You can see it's parting out three ways. Um, and all these are scale based. But yeah,